Big fights deserve big stories, and this one already feels like a documentary in the making. In less than 3 weeks, Jake Paul will step into the ring against Gervonta Tank Davis in a matchup that's controversial, polarizing, and impossible to ignore. The build-up has been chaotic, cinematic, and more than a little personal. From knockout bonuses to leaked gym clips to unexpected alliances. And now there's a new twist. Jake Paul says he's bringing in a world champion to sharpen him up for fight. Not a gimmick, not a gadget, a world-class fighter. Stay tuned as we break down what it all means, how both camps are playing a psychology game, and why some legends are split on who actually wins. If you're here for real boxing news, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a like so you don't miss a single update on Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Let's start with Paul himself. In a candid interview with TMZ Sports, Jake called this the most dangerous fight of his career and admitted he's finally feeling the nerves that come with stepping toward the unknown. He said he's having trouble sleeping, calling the moment crazy and scary. That's not the typical Jake Paul act, and that's exactly why it landed. Vulnerability sells when it's real, but he didn't linger there. In the next breath, he started listing names, because he's been stacking his training camp with elite southpaws and fast counterpunchers to simulate Tank's speed and timing. Raymond Ford, Montana Love, and this is a headline, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is one of the most defensively gifted fighters on earth. He's also, historically, not a fan of Gervonta Davis. The two have traded shots online for years, teased a fight that never materialized, and drawn constant comparisons at lightweight. So seeing Shakur cross the invisible line and walk into Jake Paul's camp is more than a sparring invitation. It's a message. On social media, he kept it short. Excited to share knowledge, pick a smart business brain, and give some game. You can read between the lines. He's not here to play fan. He's here to study and to remind Davis that not everyone in his orbit is staying neutral. Strategically, the fit is obvious. Tank Davis isn't only fast and explosive. He's deliberate. He breaks opponents down while keeping them right where he wants them. Shakur's game is built around timing, control, angles, and denial. If Jake hopes to survive the middle rounds and find counters, he needs to understand Tank's rhythm. Stevenson is essentially a human playbook for that rhythm. It's not about copying Shakur's style. Jake can't become a slick 135-pound southpaw in a few weeks. It's about recognizing patterns, controlling distance, and not panicking when Tank explodes. Meanwhile, the stage is set. The fight has been announced for mid-November, with promotion pointing to Miami's Casilla Center, though some early chatter mentioned Atlanta. Either way, the venue almost doesn't matter. The story is the same: a cruiserweight-sized puncher trimming down to make a smaller target, and a compact knockout artist adjusting to a bigger frame without losing that signature explosiveness. Jake says the plan is to walk Tank into a counter, that familiar right hand he has used to close the show before. It's bold. It's also his only realistic path. He won't outbox Davis for long stretches. He has to control the chaos, make Tank reach, and punish him for it. Not everyone buying a ticket is buying the upset. Shakur Stevenson, despite stepping into camp, is not picking Paul to win. He respects the preparation, but sees the fight as one-sided if Tank chooses to box. His take is simple. Size will matter, but not enough. If Davis stays patient and leans on ring IQ, jabbing, pivoting, picking his spots, he can outbox Jake and make it look easy. That's the Shakur perspective we recognize. Logical, unruffled, and completely immune to hype. But then there's Terrence Crawford, a pound-for-pound great with as calm a fight brain as anyone in the sport. On the Full Send podcast, Crawford leaned the other way and gave a nod to Jake Paul. On physics, he's seen Jake train up close, felt the power, and watched the incremental improvement with each camp. Crawford's argument is practical. Jake is too big, carries real power in the right hand, and isn't as plotting as critics assume. Against someone with Tank's shorter reach, a fast, disciplined jab, and one clean right hand can change everything. In an exhibition-style setting, with no official winner announced, Crawford still thinks the real winner could be obvious if Jake's size and timing show up. That split, Shakur backing Tank's skill, Crawford backing Jake's size, is a debate playing out everywhere. Dana White boiled it down further. Davis is too small, period. The UFC president doesn't discount Tank's power. In fact, he says Davis hits harder than Floyd ever did. But physics matters when you're giving up 60, 70, 80 pounds. You have to tie up, lean, maul, and make it ugly. That advice isn't flashy. It's reality. Inside the camps, the narratives are diverging. Gervonta Davis's team is selling danger. Short, violent sparring sessions. Clips of Tank walking bigger men down. Leaks that heavyweights can't stand in front of him for long. His trainer Calvin Ford has been outspoken about the details that matter, especially gloves. He doesn't want 12-ounce pillows. He wants the 8-ounce gloves Tank normally wears at lightweight, the kind that turn good shots into fight-changing blows. The Paul side is called the leaked footage curated, and the glove, talk of distraction. Jake openly mocked the idea that Tank looks so dangerous at a new weight, then quietly brought in more elite southpaws and technicians to cover every angle. The glove question isn't trivial. Smaller gloves carry more sting for the puncher. Larger gloves offer more padding and better defense for the bigger man leaning on a guard. If they meet in the middle, 10 ounces, the edge might tilt toward the larger frame that absorbs better and shoots straighter punches down the center. If they fight with 8-ounce gloves, Tank will feel closer to home. On the promotional side, both teams are spinning it, but the fighters know the truth. At this size gap, everything from glove weight to clinch breaks to ring size is an equalizer. Size is the elephant in the room. The weight difference has been described as insane, with some estimates throwing around gaps north of 60 pounds. Even if Jake comes in light for him and Tank comes in heavy for him, we're still talking about mixing divisions. It's not a normal jump. Power doesn't always travel north with you. Neither does shock absorption. Tank is trying to add muscle without sacrificing first-step explosiveness and endurance. That means shorter bursts in the gym, less marathon sparring, and an obsession with finding the one opening that ends a night. He doesn't need 12 perfect rounds. He needs one perfect moment. What's the risk on Jake's side? Underestimating Tank's mind. People focus on Davis's highlights and missiles. Shakur sees the chess player behind him. The small feints, the foot position battles, the way Davis turns a half-step retreat into a trap. Those are the details a taller, heavier man often ignores because he feels safe behind a long guard. Jake cannot relax in those moments. If he waits too long to punch with Tank, he gives away real estate. If he throws too freely, he gives Davis windows to counter. That's why bringing in guys like Shakur, Raymond Ford, and slick southpaws matters. You don't learn to become them. You learn to stop falling for what they set up. The psychology matters as much as the sparring. Jake has chosen to be publicly vulnerable, admitting fear and sleepless nights, and then immediately flipping the switch to confidence. It's not an accident. He knows his audience. When you tell people you're scared, they lean in. When you follow up with a calm plan, they start to believe you might just pull it off. He's managing perception while he manages pace. Tank, in contrast, has gone quiet. He posts a little, grins when asked, and goes back to work. That's not a sales pitch. That's a warning. His team isn't pretending the size gap doesn't exist. They're just acting like it won't matter, because their guy doesn't miss when it counts. The whole tone around Davis right now is defiance. He will not talk you into believing him. He will hurt you into silence. Teofimo Lopez put in blunt business terms. To him, this isn't legacy. It's a cash play, an exhibition that won't dent Davis's reputation even if it doesn't go his way. Some fans agree. Others call it a risk that could backfire with a viral moment that lives forever. That's the slippery thing about modern boxing. You can call something an exhibition, but if someone's head snaps back and the clip hits 50 million views, nobody cares what the fine print says. One more angle that won't go away. Promotion. Critics have hammered PBC for what they see as uneven matchmaking and inconsistent rollouts. Supporters point out that no matter what you think, everyone is going to watch. Both things can be true. Hardcore boxing fans can wish Tank had pursued a rematch with a top rival and still tune in to see if he can bend a giant to his will. Casuals can mock the circus and still buy a ticket to the tent. So, what gives Jake Paul a real chance? The jab, the right hand, and discipline. He has to make Tank pay for trying to cross the no man's land between their reaches. He He has to move his feet under pressure, not just his head. He has to pick his moments to lean and tie up, then reset and return to the center. And when Tank gets close, he has to deny combinations by answering the first shot with something hard enough to earn respect. That's what Shakur and company are there to hardwire. What gives Tank Davis the edge? Timing, patience, and experience at the highest levels of boxing. He's gone 12 rounds. He's seen everything small men can throw. He has not feasted on giants, but he's not chasing them either. He's trying to force those giants to bend down to his speed. If he stays light on entries, avoids getting stuck in clamps, and keeps his eyes on Jake's chest instead of his hands, he won't fall for feints and can split the guard with the left. Most bigger men aren't comfortable punching down without overextending. Tank can turn those overcommits into check hooks and body counters. There's one other element you can feel humming underneath all the talk: pride. Gervonta Davis isn't just fighting Jake Paul, the opponent. He's fighting Jake Paul, the phenomenon, a guy who turned internet fame into knockouts and made elite athletes roll their eyes until they had to admit he could punch. Davis wants to delete that narrative in one night. Jake wants to prove he can hang, not with MMA crossover names, but with an elite boxer known for separating men from consciousness. It's not belts. It's not rankings. It's validation. Two very different kinds. As of now, the camps are locked in. Jake Paul is slimming, sparring fast southpaws and drilling counters. Gervonta Davis is loading short bursts, trying to carry speed into a heavier frame, and hunting for the one perfect opening. Trainers are arguing over glove ounces. Fans are arguing over weight gaps. Legends are split along the line between skill and size. And everyone is waiting to see whether this is a mismatch, a masterclass, or a moment that shocks the sport. Here's where you come in. Who do you trust more on fight night? Shakur Stevenson's logic or Terrence Crawford's physics? Is this a real test of Gervonta Davis's power against size, or an exhibition designed to entertain and cash in before the year ends? Does glove weight tip the scales more than everyone admits? Drop your take in the comments. I read everything you send. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, training camps, sparring partners, glove negotiations, and the psychology behind the promotion, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We'll keep tracking every credible update from both camps, including final press conference fireworks, weigh-in surprises, and post-fight analysis the moment the bell rings. However you feel about this matchup, one thing is certain. On fight night, the whole boxing world will be watching.